Morning, everyone. Welcome to the speech contest. We're very happy to have you here today and listen to amazing speeches from our fourth, fifth, sixth graders and middle school students. Guarantee you're going to be really amazed. Before we begin, I really want to thank our organizers, our judges, our sponsor, the Noon Rotary, that have made this event possible. And truly, making it possible means allowing students to help them find their own voice. I also want to thank, obviously, all our students that have taken a lot of time preparing and getting that courage to get up here and speak in front of you and share their thoughts and feelings. I also want to thank you parents, because I know that you also were there supporting your students. So without further ado, I would like to get started. So I will give the mic over to Ms. Rochelle Carroll, who will be making the introductions. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you and welcome. I'm so excited to see you all back again, students. How excited are you? It was such a wonderful moment. So again, welcome to our speech contest. And I'm Rochelle Carroll, the Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and I am so thrilled to be here with all of you. And I can't wait to hear your speeches again. I'm just so excited. So I'm going to be your MC for today. And before we call up our students, we just have a few things we want to make sure and remind you of. So what's the first thing I'm going to do and reach into my pocket? Okay, we're going to check those cell phones and make sure that they're either off or on silent. Okay, so we don't have any interruptions. We want to make sure that we give our speakers every opportunity to have an uninterrupted experience. Okay? Next, I want to make sure and thank our wonderful judges. Oh my goodness. You all have, remember I said, the students who have the most fun job in the house. They have the hardest job in the house. So we really want to thank our judges. And so today we have Zanita and Carcian from Southwestern College. Thank you. We have Maria Dorian from the Chula Vista, she's a Chula Vista City Manager, so thank you. And of course, you heard from our superintendent, Dr. Eduardo Reyes, so thank you. Again, we have fun here. They have the hard job and they are so excited to be here. So it's going to be a wonderful morning. Thank you again to our sponsor, the Chula Vista Noon Rotary Club. And actually, Zanita is here from the Noon Club representing, and so we are so thankful to them for sponsoring us. So next, we want to make sure to remind you that we're not going in or out of the room during speeches. When a student is speaking, we're going to stay as quiet and still as possible, not moving around the room. And then in between speeches, when students are coming in and out, then if somebody needs to go in and out of the room, they can do that, okay? Second, don't forget the bathrooms are right outside the building, or right outside this room. And if you need any help, there are assistants waiting out there for you. We also have our photo opportunity. We got a chance to take our contestants this morning. You can use the photo backdrop to take family photos if you'd like. And don't forget that you can look on our district website for those photos at Chula Vista, at CVESD News will be our social media channels. And there will also be at cvesd.org/speech contest. You'll be able to see the recordings of the speech contest today. Remember, we're not taking any photos or videos during the speeches. They will be recorded for you, okay? Remember that your speeches are between how long? 3 and 5 minutes, that's right, okay? 3 to 5 minutes. If a speaker goes under 3 minutes or over 5 minutes, the judges will be taking 5 penalty points from their total score in order to adjust for that under 3 or over 5. So that 3 to 5 minute range, that's your perfect spot right there. In the case of a tiebreaker, the first place will go to a student who has the higher content score than for poison delivery. Okay. Let's see, our students are going to be staying right up here in the front row after they get finished speaking. So just so you know, today unlike when we were in our semifinals, today we have our fourth graders, fifth graders, sixth graders, and middle school students are all going to be speaking today. We're going to start with our fourth graders. So our first six speakers are for fourth grade. And we'll have our fifth graders, our sixth graders, and then our middle schoolers. So there's going to be 20 speakers today. And so the fourth graders will be judged against fourth graders, the fifth graders will be judged against fifth graders, and so on. All right? And then at the end of today's session, we are going to be announcing our winners. So we will have a first, second, and third place. And we will be also then having finals from there. So we'll have 5 or 6, and in the case of middle school, we'll have 3 winners that will move on to receive a ribbon. And as you see, the large trophy will go to the school site of the first place winner at each grade level. So your name will be engraved on there in memoriam, and it will be placed at your school site to keep for the whole year to represent you and your school. And then it will come back next year's speech contest for the next winner to take over. All right? Okay, so are we ready? Yeah. This is going to be very exciting. So our students, can you please stand up for me? Wherever you are in the room, let's face our audience. Let's give them a Astro now, and they're going to be waiting in their own special room until they're ready to speak. All right, so family and friends and educators, how excited are you this morning? You must be. So here's what I want to give you a chance right now. You need to get settled, find that just right spot. Right? We're going to be here for just a little bit. You didn't get a chance to get a cup of coffee and you wanted to do that. You do have a chance to have that as well. And we're looking forward to a great morning. These children have worked so hard, and we are so, so excited that you can be here to experience what we think is one of our greatest events of the year, to get to really enjoy the talent, the bravery, and the skills of these children. So thank you for sharing them with us. And we are going to go ahead and get started. We'll start with fourth grade. Speaker number 1.
Someone once said, when humor goes, there goes civilization. That means without humor, we wouldn't be here. Good morning, families, friends, and staff of Chula Vista District. My name is Carla Escobar. I'm a 4th grader at Silver Wing Elementary School, and I'm here to talk about what this world needs. And that is more humor and laughter. Have you ever heard that saying, laughter is the best medicine? Well, it is. It is good for your health. Have you ever watched a YouTube video that was so funny you could remember all the details? Well, I have. There have been videos that I've seen that are so funny I can't forget them. Well, that's because humor and laughter improve your memory. Wouldn't that be great if we could memorize multiplication facts with just laughter? I would know all of them by now. It also regulates your blood pressure and your heart rate. This means your heart can beat at a normal pace and you don't even take medicine. That would be a great thing for some of our grandparents. Another reason why this world needs more humor and laughter is to help us when we are worried or scared. For example, have you ever watched a scary show or movie before bed and you don't want to go to bed because you're too scared? Try watching something funny to get it out of your head. It'll make all the scared feelings go away. I know that usually helps me when I watch something scary. What if you're worried about something like your first day of school? Try thinking of a joke to make your day even better. Like before I got on stage to say my speech, I was very worried, so I thought of something funny to help me with it. Humor and laughter give us positive thoughts when we're worried or even scared. Can you imagine a world where kids and adults weren't worried or scared? Everyone would be at peace. I read an article called The Benefits of Humor. In the article, Dr. Deborah Serrani said laughter improves memory, focus, attention, and concentration. So laughter could help us focus while we're in class. Maybe our teachers should have joke books to share with the class. Additionally, laughter helps burn calories. Studies have shown that laughing every day burns calories. Laughing for 15 minutes can burn up to 40 calories. That's even better than going to the gym. You wouldn't need to pay for a membership or run some laps in your backyard. Lastly, this world needs more humor and laughter because it brings people together. Like when you're talking to your friends, laughing and joking around. It is bringing you closer together, and it makes your friendship stronger. It also brings families together. For example, when you're playing family games, it can be very funny. There is a lot of laughing and humor. It is bringing your family closer together, and it makes your family stronger. One game that is really funny is Pictionary, especially when your family members' drawings look very silly. Laughing also makes these memorable times more fun. To sum everything up, this world needs more humor and laughter. Humor and laughter are good for our health, help us not feel worried or scared, help burn calories, and they bring people together. And that's what the world really needs now. As I conclude, I want to leave you with this joke. Why does the math class make students sad? Because it is full of problems. My name is Carla Escobar, and I want to thank you for your time.
Right before, we're going to wait just a moment before our next speaker so that we can allow the judges to have a chance to come. Our lady for our judges is to welcome our trustee. Chip is here also joining us. Speaker number 2.
What does the world need? This is a very significant question, mostly because everyone has a unique perspective. In my opinion, the world needs acceptance. What is acceptance? According to Webster's New World Dictionary, acceptance means accepting, belief in, favorable reception, approval, or favor. To accept ourselves, we must accept our own appearance. With social media being popular amongst youth and adults, more people are starting to act differently or change the way they look to fit in with their friends. Be a leader, not a follower, is a saying I think we can learn from because it means that others' influence will not affect your beliefs. Sometimes we think that in order to fit in, we must copy others. But what we might fail to realize is just because it's a new trend and everyone's doing it, doesn't mean you have to as well. It's not mandatory because if they're really your friend, they'll accept you for who you are and nothing less. Another thing we must learn is to accept everyone. A lot of times, we might not accept one another because of looks, actions, appearance, or interests. By doing this, we can make people feel like they need to change to fit in or belong. This can affect others' confidence level over time, which can affect their mental health. Instead, we should accept people for who they are, regardless of gender, color, background, interests, likes, and dislikes. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the contents of their character." Accepting others is a big part of life because sometimes there's people who have a disability that affects how they look, move, act, and engage. Due to this, we might stare and make fun of them. Imagine how they feel when we do this. People with disabilities such as autism might not have the same opportunities as people with no disabilities. They can get overlooked. "Don't judge a boy by his face" is a quote from the book Wonder. Like the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover," it means not to judge by looks, but by personality. The book Wonder is about a kid named August who was bullied because he had a disability that affected the way he looked. The kids would call him names like Zombie Boy. He would cry and ask his parents why he looked different. We shouldn't bully people because of looks. We should accept and embrace their differences. We should accept their uniqueness. Everyone should be treated as equals and given the same opportunities as others regardless of differences. We shouldn't let others influence who we are. We need to accept ourselves first before we can accept others. Colleen Hoover said, "Be accepting of everything, people's differences, their similarities, their choices, and their personalities. Sometimes it takes a variety to make a good collection. The same goes for people." In conclusion, the world needs people who act with respect, kindness, love, empathy, and most importantly, accepts others. If we want things like racism and discrimination to be a thing of the past, we must take action. How do we do this? One way is by changing our outlook. We need acceptance in this world, and acceptance starts with you. Thank you.
Feature number 3.
Love. I love theater, sushi, my dog Penny, my family, friends, and more. All these things fill my heart with happiness and joy. They make me feel good, special, protected, and most importantly, they make me feel loved. Hi, my name is Liv Salas. I am a 10-year-old fourth grader representing Chula Vista Hills Elementary, and I chose love because the world needs more of it, and everybody deserves to have loving kindness. One of the reasons why the world needs more love is because love can make people feel happier. Love can mean something different to everybody and can be shown in many ways. For instance, you probably love your family. You could have a strong bond with your pet. You might love your partner. Loving yourself and the others around you is especially important. You can show acts of love by doing the simplest things. Saying thank you, I love you, or complimenting someone can make them feel appreciated and loved. You might also show love with gestures like hugging, being kind to others, and respecting people. When we show love, people may love themselves and start treating others with respect. Excuse me. An article I read on happyliving.com talks about the ways love can make you feel happier and healthier. The article states that when you experience physical contact, like hugging, a chemical is released that lowers stress levels. It also says that people in love may live longer than unmarried people. Lastly, it describes that love can inspire healthy habits, like when couples eat well and exercise together. No matter what you love or how you show love, they are all similar because they make people feel loved and good. We need more love and less hate. Unfortunately, hate happens every day. For example, when my dad plays the news on our Alexa, the people on it are always talking about the hate in our world. People are hurting each other, arguing, debating, and crimes are taking place everywhere in the world. Next, there's hate online. Kids and adults are being cyberbullied every day, and it can be hurtful. Some people are posting bad comments about others, making fun of them, and spreading lies. Cyberbullying.org says that kids who get cyberbullied are more likely to have problems at school, emotionally, and may have behavioral issues. A way to solve these issues is to have more love in the world. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." I love this quote. It is very inspiring. I agree with it because it shows that love is greater than hate and how powerful love can be. Do you ever think of ways humans can be more loving? Showing acts of love can be hard for some people, and they might need a lot of courage to do it. But when you think about it, love is so easy to spread. Here are some simple opportunities to share more love. We just had Valentine's Day, which is a whole holiday about love and how important it is. At school, we passed out little gifts for Valentine's to our classmates to show our kindness and affection. On Valentine's Day, some people gave flowers or cards to someone they love. You don't only have to love on holidays, you can show love every day and anywhere. You can help your parents clean the house and be nice to people around you. I personally really appreciate it when people show love to me. It makes me feel appreciated for what I do. Another way to show love can just be emailing, writing a letter, or giving somebody a note of kindness. It could really make someone's day. These are just a few of many things to do to show more love. In conclusion, the world revolves around how kind we act to our peers. Love can make us all feel wonderful and happy. I hope one day, me, you, and everybody in the world will be united with love. Once again, I'm Liv Salas from Chula Vista Hills Elementary, and that's why we need more love in the world.
Speaker number 4.
Think about this. According to the World Health Organization, more than 264 million people suffer from depression worldwide. And depression is a leading cause of disabilities in the world. Where does this depression, this despair, come from? Hello everyone, my name is Daphne Romero Zuniga. I am a 4th grader from New York Charter School, and today I will speak about a very important topic close to my heart. What does this world need? I strongly believe that this world needs kindness. Problems like war, hunger, poverty, and bullying are all examples of what happens when there's lack of kindness in our world. Let me tell you how to help. War, by definition, is a state of armed conflict between different nations, states, or different groups within a nation or a state. War is the opposite of kindness. It leads to massive amounts of destruction, and the effects of war are incredibly devastating. People lose homes, family members might get severely injured or even die. Others are forced to flee their countries trying to escape the war. Currently, there is a war in Ukraine where as of February 5th, 2023, 7,155 civilians have died. Creating a solution where both sides see each other's point of view will allow the war to end. Both leaders need to show kindness not just by hearing but listening to each other. This is the only way for them to start coming up with a plan to stop the fighting and be kind. The World Food Program says that more than 900,000 people worldwide are fighting to survive in famine-like conditions. And the U.S. Census Bureau says many more are in poverty. That's a lot of people who are suffering from food insecurity. The United Nations has a goal to end poverty by 2030. But if we continue to show a lack of kindness, how is this going to happen? Well, this problem is too big for you and me to solve alone. However, together, we can make change happen. Team up to donate food to those in need locally. Or look at food donation centers in your area and contribute in that way. Lastly, our world, even children, are connected by the internet, where there is cyberbullying. And cyberbullying is a widespread problem. This type of abuse can sometimes cause a person to be sad, have emotional damage, develop depression, or even commit suicide. According to the Child Minds Institute, experts worry that social media and text messaging have become a need in teenage life and are promoting anxiety and lowering self-esteem. What can we do to make this better? Well, you can be an ally to those you see are being harassed on the internet, and adults can lead by example and show their children how to use the internet responsibly. At Mueller, we know that we should be kind to each other. We learn how to understand people and ourselves through Leader in Me. Then, we are able to reach out to others, seek first to understand, then to be understood. We learn to synergize, which is my favorite habit, and get to know each other. We think win-win and always make sure it's fair for everyone. We can be examples for others by practicing this in our daily lives. If I can do it, anyone can. So this is where all of you can help me with becoming a part in this dream of mine, which is to spread kindness around our world. We need to be kind to everyone, in person and online. You never know who might need a smile or a kind gesture to make their day a little better. and they might pass forward this kindness to someone else. How does this act of kindness begin? With a single thought. You have to think things first to achieve them. Like the saying goes, if you put good out into the world, good will come back to you. I strongly believe that many of the bad things in this world can be eliminated with kindness. It is our responsibility to make this come true because, as Mueller Charter School's motto says, our children will change the world. Thank you.
Speaker number 5.
You've heard that the world is mostly water. That's the first thing you learn about Earth. Sadly, most of our world is polluted. Water is important to our ecosystem, and when it's polluted, catastrophic things happen. Every day, in bodies of water everywhere, water is being polluted, and it needs to stop because we are poisoning ourselves, poisoning animals, and poisoning plants. To begin with, water pollution kills many people. Water pollution kills more people than wars, assassinations, and all forms of violence combined. Cholera, giardia, typhoid, and Legionnaire's disease all get into water. Maintaining chemicals so that they can stay out of the water helps a lot. Now, pollution doesn't just make us ill or cause us physical damage, it can also damage us emotionally. Let me walk you through a memory of my own. Imagine swimming in a lake and seeing something glimmer. Thinking it's a fish, you swim toward it. Imagine the excitement, the joy, the disappointment when you realize it's just a soda can. This means that when we don't try to restore the water, we will pay somehow. Secondly, pollution can harm animals. We have all seen a picture of a turtle or a dolphin or some other magnificent creature caught in trash. Plastic can strangle, suffocate, and starve sea life. Livestock can die from drinking bad water. And chemicals can make it hard for shellfish to build shells that can affect the nervous systems of sharks, clownfish, and many more fish. Harmful algal blooms can reduce the water's oxygen level. Now, my neighbor does something very resourceful. Laundry soap is full of phosphates, which is a great fertilizer. So great, in fact, that when in the ocean can create harmful algal blooms. So, instead of releasing it into the sewer where it flows to the ocean, he uses it to water his lawn. Therefore, his yard is prettier, he spends less on water, and the ocean is healthier for sea life. Finally, Plants can be affected by pollution in water. Imagine a factory dumping chemicals into a lake. The lake is connected to a river, which is connected to the ocean. The pollution from these waterways seeps to the ground, affecting farms where you get your food, forests where you hike and collect pine cones in the shade of the trees, a jungle with so many endangered species of plants to begin with. All these amazing ecosystems could die. Rerouting chemicals so that they keep out of the water could help a lot. In conclusion, water pollution must stop for the benefit of our ecosystem. To restrain from poisoning ourselves, animals, and plants, I have made something called the MRR plan. Maintain your home to prevent chemicals from entering the storm drain. Restrain from releasing chemicals into water and reroute chemicals to keep them away from water. If you follow the MRR plan, you'll be doing a favor for yourself and others.
Speaker number 6.
The world needs hope. Hope. That is what we all need. Good morning. My name is Mateo Perez and I'm a student at CVOCC. I believe that in order to have hope, we need to feel secure. We need to receive compassion. We need to be given an opportunity to live a better life. Unfortunately, some people don't have much and have no hope. Everyone deserves to be hopeful. I'm going to ask you all of your questions, and I want you to raise your hand for your answer. Raise your hand if you have a roof over your head. Raise your hand if you feel secure. Raise your hand if you feel compassion and respect from others. Think about it. We have homes, food, water, shelter, money, but some people do not. Most of these people are houseless people. They need more help. Did you know that the United Nations estimated around 100 million people in the world didn't have a house back in 2005? And the San Diego Union Tribune also estimated 300 people in Chula Vista didn't have a house in 2022. Even though the numbers may seem low in Chula Vista, there still shouldn't not be one person in this world today without a house. Might be asking, how can we help them? How can we give them hope? One idea could be that we can donate money and or volunteer to local homeless organizations. For example, Goodwill, or those villages, Salvation Army, and many more. They can also use the money to create pillows, toys, blankets, and everything they need. We need to do it now. This can't be going on. We need to make a difference. Have you ever seen people on the side of the road asking for a job? Have you ever wondered how can we help them? Another idea could be that we can give them training. Then we can sign them up for a job. With a job, they can get money to buy food, water, shelter. We can give them hope with a job. Most people look at the past and think that they will never get out of that phase of their life. We need to give them hope, to look forward to a better future. They lose hope and think that they will never live in a house again. That's why we need to help in order to give them hope. Hope is what the world needs. Imagine how much better a place the world could be for your kids to grow up in, where everyone has a house, everyone has food, everyone has water. We can make that dream a possibility with your help, my help, our help. Thank you.
So while we're waiting for the judges, I would like our 6 fourth grade speakers to please stand and turn. Let's give these amazing. All right, thank you. Have a seat. So, that was fourth grade. Our next contestant we'll start with, and we're going to start with fifth grade next. 6 speakers from fifth grade will be going next, okay? Speaker number 7.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. It's written in the Declaration of Independence. But what about women? I get it. When it was written, women and men didn't have the same rights. But why haven't we changed what it said? So many women have changed the world. Hi, my name is Janice, and today I will be speaking of why I think this world needs to recognize more women heroes. Today I will be speaking of 3 specific women. And I understand that there's many women who have changed the world, but I feel the need to speak it. I will be speaking today of Joan of Arc, Mary Curie, and Mary Wollstonecraft. Let's celebrate Joan of Arc for her bravery and for her confidence. How many people know about her? Please, raise your hand. Well, if you lived in France and you were a woman in her time, you could not dress like a man or lead an army. But guess what? She did both things. Talk about bravery, am I right? While leading the army, she led them to victory in the year 1429. But sadly, when they found out she was a woman and not a man, they burned her alive. Talk about unfairness. But like she once said, go for bravely and fear nothing. Trust in God and all will be well. Now that's something she definitely did. We should recognize and honor women like her. For example, your mom, sister, friend, and many more. And also your teachers, because they go up to teach 20 to 30 kids, and that's a lot. And whether they have social anxiety or if you're public speaking, they still go up and show confidence and bravery. We should also recognize and honor Mary Curie for her smartness and because she never gave up. She was a Polish French physicist. As a Polish French physicist, she discovered the elements to radium and polonium. But she was mostly known for fighting treatments to cancer. Can you believe it? Cancer! Even when she made mistakes, she did not give up. And that led her to finding many things and something very important for this world. And we should recognize, and every woman and girl here is smart. And I know that every person here is going to find something big or will be something big, just like Mary Curie. We should also recognize and honor the woman that I will be speaking more of. She stood up for what she thought was right, and she didn't care what people thought, did, or say about her. Still haven't guessed? One last word. Activist. She was a women's rights activist, and her name was Mary Wollstonecraft. Everyone here knows how to close their eyes, right? If you don't, quick lesson. Bring your eyes down, boom, your eyes are closed. I want you to close your eyes and imagine you're married in the past using almost half your life to fight for women equality and rights. But in the future, people still forget about you. How would you feel? 5 seconds to think. Time's up, people. I would kind of feel sad or mad. Please, may you close your eyes one more time. You're you. You get to go to the past and meet Mary. You get to tell her one last thing before you leave. What would it be? 5 more seconds to think. And time's up. I would tell her, Mary, you changed the world. You're one of the most important women in the world's history. Yet people in the future forget about you. I will try to give her empathy. A woman like her should be honored and recognized more. Because I know many women and girls who think what they're going to do, what people are going to say, do, or think about them if they try something new. So when someone does it, no, that is tremendous. And that is why I am here today to speak of why I know this world needs to recognize more women heroes, just like Joan of Arc, Mary Curie, and Mary Wollstonecraft. You can honor and recognize the women who have impacted your life with a simple hug or simply saying thank you. That's simple. One last thing. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men, I apologize for my mistake. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal. Now that sounds 10 times better. Have an outstanding rest of your day.
Speaker number 8.
Good morning, audience and judges. My name is Brett Bingley. What does the world need? Well, if we're being honest, this world needs a lot. Patience, peace, tolerance. Some things are more important than others. What would I say the world needs most? I think the world needs generosity. Think about it. The world needs something everyone can contribute. I mean, one person can't change the world by themselves, but imagine the impact many people could have. But before we can start a change, we need to ask a few questions. Like, what does generosity mean? What if we had more happiness in the world? And why does generosity even make a difference? Well, I'm about to give you the answers. So first of all, what does it mean to be generous? Generosity is being willing to share what you have. It isn't giving someone something because you have to, but because you want to. And when you're generous, you don't expect anything in return. But the best part about being generous is you can give anything. Patience, peace, companionship, anything. And it's so unique because we all know not everyone has the same talents and resources. And imagine what types of changes we can make if everyone gave more of what they had more often. But generosity isn't just giving things willy-nilly. It's also noticing what people need and doing your best to help them out. Like I said, you can be generous with anything of yours, like your time, patience, or money. You could donate money to a charity, for example, or volunteer to help your community, or even just listen to someone who's had a rough day. That's just how easy generosity is. Now to answer our second question. What if we had more happiness in the world? Now, you may think generosity has nothing to do with happiness, but you'd be wrong. Generosity is happiness. I mean, thinking about being generous keeps us focused on the positive things we have to give and can distract us from stress and negativity. Even an article called The Science of Generosity states that generosity makes you happier. As the article states, some studies have shown people are happier spending money on others than themselves. And this happiness motivates them to be more generous in the future. So what I'm hearing is you'll be happy to be generous, which will make you want to be more generous. Let me in on that deal. And judges, if you want to be more generous with your scores, I bet you'd be happier too. I know I'll be. Lastly, why does generosity make a difference? Well, just think about it. If we're going to make the world a better place, it's going to take everyone giving a little something. In his book, Atomic Habits, James Clear writes that every action we take is a vote for the person you want to become. It's the same about the world. Every action we take makes the world one step closer to what we want it to become. Better. And everything we do matters. Even the smallest act of generosity or kindness matters. And imagine if everyone didn't act good all the time. The world would only get better and better. Generosity is giving back. So give our world what it needs and share something you have. You'll feel good and know that you made a small change for the better. And, as Winston Churchill once said, we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. Thank you.
Speaker number 9.
I've heard people say, if you want to change the world for the better, you have to start with yourself. I come from a pretty big family. I am the second oldest of 4. My youngest brother, Junior, is on the spectrum and has special needs. In fact, we all have needs. So the big question is, what does the world need? Some would say the world needs more money or less pollution. And yes, all those are important. What I need, what we all need, is love. Love each other as I have loved you. Luke chapter 15, verse 12. Love comes in many forms. For some, it's spiritual, physical, and for others, it's acts and words of kindness. The world would be a better place if people saw how important they are and share the gifts through their actions and words. We are all created uniquely. Showing your compassion toward another person goes a long way. It creates connection. According to research done at the University of Pennsylvania, it shows how affection can reduce stress. For instance, there are times when my brother gets frustrated when using building blocks. Sometimes his creations are not always successful, so I must pause and think, what is the best way to uplift him? My reaction to this would be something like, wow, Junior, great job, high five. Let me know if you need any help. Sometimes I would put my arm around him, or give him a hug. But him knowing I'm there for him is just what he needs. This is what we can do for each other. This is how we can show love. But asking my brother, how are you doing, is tough, since he hasn't developed much language yet. There are many times where I have to give him the words what to say. So I would tell him something like, hey Junior, what's up? How was school? Did you do a good job or a bad job? He always says good job. Why am I sharing this, you might ask? It is because asking someone how they are and really listening is a game changer. Following up with them is even bigger. Like my grandpa. A man of few words. No, he doesn't have a speech in a way, but he doesn't talk as much as my grandma. Whenever I see him, I would ask how golf is, or how his week went. Even after we part ways, I would text or call him to let him know I'm thinking of him. I'd even share some cool news about school with him, and again ask how he's doing. All of this takes time and is done out of love. Feeling love can help lower blood pressure, reduce depression, and has many other benefits. So not only would the world be a better place, we would all have a better quality of life. Acknowledging someone with a smile or a simple, how's it going, are ways to spread love. Go ahead, try it. Turn to the person next to you, smile, and say thank you for being you, and really mean it. See, that wasn't so bad. Was that easy or difficult? When you leave today, I encourage you to share that same kind of love. Thank you for listening.
Speaker number 10.
I know. There are hundreds of thousands of things that can be better in this world, from homelessness to trash in the ocean. What I think the worst thing that can happen to us is the world not cooling down, or as it is better known, global warming. Global warming will cause many horrible things to humankind and wildlife, but if we are able to stop it, the world will be a much better place to live in. I think this world needs to cool down, because if it does not, many horrible things will happen to humankind and wildlife. According to worldwildlife.org, if the world temperature is heated by 1.5 degrees Celsius, the world flood risk will double and the sea level will rise by 1.5 feet. Also, 4% of vertebrates, animals with backbones, and 8% of plants will be at risk of losing more than half of their habitat. Even worse, if the world temperature rises by 2 degrees Celsius in at least a decade, the Arctic will have ice-free summers. Animals with hunting grounds on the ice, such as the polar bear, have to relocate, and if they can't, their population could perish. If you want to help the world cool down, there are many things you can do. For travel, you could walk, bike, or use public transportation to reduce the amount of fossil fuels released into the atmosphere. Carpooling is another great way to limit the amount of carbon in the world, because when driving 2 cars, only drive 1. Boom, magic, I know, right? Maybe have an EV, an electric vehicle, such as a Tesla. That is also great for the environment. For your diet, you could eat fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables take less land, water, and energy than meat and dairy. Now don't worry about not getting enough meat, because there are many fruits and vegetables that can sub in for meat, such as potatoes, beets, and cauliflower. Fun fact, everybody's favorite food, broccoli, has more protein than most meats, including steak. That's how you get more green on your plate. When you get home, take a look in your trash can. See how much food is in there. Try to get even less food in your bin next week. My family has something called a Lomi. All you have to do with Lomi is put your food scraps on the top and let Lomi do its magic. In a couple of hours, you'll have compostable dirt or plant food. The best rule of thumb is to buy the food you need and eat the food you buy. If the world does start to cool down, people will be able to do things more often. The world will be less hot, so you could hike more in summer with a lesser risk of getting heat stroke. In 2022, 15,000 heat-related deaths were recorded in the US. Just think about all those families who lost their loved ones due to global warming. You could also go skiing in spring because snow would stay on the ground longer. Plants and crops would grow more since they would not dry out due to droughts caused by the extreme heat. Currently, the north and south ice caps are melting. If the world stopped overheating, maybe these ice caps would stop melting or even regrow. Last year, I got to hike the Grand Canyon. I would like other people to have this same great, amazing experience, but if there are extreme weather conditions, other people might not get the chance to see the historic place. I strongly believe that this world needs to cool down. If it does not, many horrible things will happen to humankind and wildlife. But if we are able to limit the overheating,
the world will be a much better place to live in. Thank you.
Speaker number 11.
Did you know that according to the Council of Foreign Relations, there are 27 ongoing wars happening in the world today? What is leading to all this global conflict? Hello, my name is Sofia Garcia, and today I want to talk to you about the importance of civility, respect, and responsibility. Our responsibility to work together for the greater good of all people. In my life, I've attended 6 different protests, and each one I've noticed very powerful points of view being shared. Through posters, tutus, marches, and screams, people have tried to express their discontent, hoping that others will feel the frustration. Most important, I noticed that some issues that people thought were resolved were not being questioned. Things like studies done by people of medicine, as well as laws that were made to help other people. I also witnessed that some issues people have been marching for a long time, and nothing has been done to fix them. So in the middle of any march, I just can't help but think, who does this all benefit? Does this even help? And is this really for the greater good of everyone? According to News Nation, on January 27th, protests began because of the death of Tyre Nichols. As a 5th grader, it was something I heard a lot of students talk about, and it was heartbreaking. Of course, this started the conversation about change, but sadly, like before, it just all seemed to move on. Other news and opinions took over, and it became how obvious how quickly their attention had changed. I mean, of course our opinions change depending on what affects us. What happens when it doesn't affect us, but it's affecting others? How can we move on while others suffer injustice? And most important, what can we do to be a part of the solution? This last COVID pandemic was tough, but it was also an enormous lesson for me. As the COVID cases went up, we became a part of the Stay Home and Save Lives cause. Later, I realized that many people like my uncle were living under a whole different pandemic. He was never given the option to stay home. His work required him to be out every single day. That's when I realized the idea of same storm, different boat. I would have never realized this had I never listened to him. And that was a big lesson, listening. I mean, staying home and saving lives was the correct thing in my eyes, but I had to listen to understand that things may be different for other people. Many of our urgent conflicts are urgent, very urgent, and are caused by the enormous division amongst ourselves. It really does seem like everyone is either on one side or the other on any issue. So we cannot begin to solve these issues unless we work together. Now, as kids, you may think, let's have the adults handle this. But the reality of that is that this division starts with us kids. It could be as simple as boys in elementary school not letting the girls play basketball or calling someone rude names. This is where our division starts, and it does not help the issues that we need to solve. We need to start listening to one another and integrate as a community. Because Ruth Bader Ginsburg once said, "A meaningful life is not living for oneself, but for one's community." And I think this is what summarizes the solution of all the conflicts in the world. So what can we do as children? But what is the solution? Let us start by repeating this. I will advocate for issues that affect everyone and not just me. I will do this by being respectful to others and understanding that what might not affect me might strongly affect others. So I will listen to others and be willing to work together. This is the solution, and nothing will ever be solved unless we work together. If we wait until issues affect us to try to change them, we are not a community. We need to practice civility and respect for others. So now I challenge the future Martin Luther King, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Rosa Parks, Helen Keller, and all future advocates to rise up and show your empathy, be the ears of the problems affecting those around us. Because like Helen Keller said, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Because there are so many issues that we really need to address. So let us start by respecting each other, understanding that we may have different views, and be willing to listen and to compromise. That will bring the change we need in our world. Thank you very much for your time.
Speaker number 12.
Contaminación en el mundo, en el aire, en el mar y en la tierra. Pollution everywhere, in our air, land, and our ocean. Imagine all the pollution we generate each day. Some examples are transportation, which includes cars, trucks, motorcycle, planes, and helicopters. All these moving vehicles generate pollution every day by burning fossil fuels known as gasoline. Have you noticed the smoke coming out of power plants? That pollutes the air by giving off a harmful gas called methane. Also, have you ever swum in an ocean full of trash, like Imperial Beach? All that trash comes from littering, sewage, and fuel spillages. Now, can I ask you a question? What can you do to help the planet? Again, what can you do to help the planet? Any thoughts? Well, I can help you out. Pick up trash on the streets, don't litter. You can also recycle stuff you would normally throw away. For example, if you finish a plastic bottle of water, you could cut it in half and plant more plants.
Also, the world needs to stop cutting trees. Trees play a vital role in human life by giving us oxygen to breathe and our fruits and vegetables. Trees may not speak, but put yourself in the tree's place. Would you be happy if humans are destroying your home or your habitat? Would you? Our forests and our trees are disappearing at alarming rates, and what are we going to do to stop that? Now, there are three types of pollution. First, air pollution, which involves burning fossil fuels, wildfires, natural gas to heat homes, and power plants that are generated by coal and oil. The next type of pollution is water pollution. Water pollution is very harmful to sea animals. Some causes to water pollution include sewage, littering, and oil waste. This type of pollutant is unsafe because if the ocean is polluted, we cannot trust that the clean water that we get to drink will be polluted or not. Now, the following pollution is land pollution. Land pollution is the result of cutting down trees, destroying habitats, and nuclear waste. The journalist Chai Jing once said, "The strongest governments on earth cannot clean up pollution by themselves. They must rely on each ordinary person like you and me on our choices and our will." La periodista Chai Jing dijo, "Los gobiernos más fuertes sobre la tierra no pueden limpiar la contaminación por ellos mismos. Deben confiar en cada persona ordinaria como tú y yo, en nuestras opciones y nuestra voluntad." What does that quote mean? It means the earth can't clean itself up. We have to clean it ourselves. We can't just sit down and give up. We have to act fast before our earth loses pollution. Trees are being cut, oceans are dying, and habitats are being lost. And the cause is pollution. Are we gonna give up or are we gonna stand up for what's right? ¿Nos vamos a rendir o vamos a hacer lo que es correcto? I strongly believe that pollution makes a harsh environment and a bad planet. Also, don't forget the importance of recycling. Recycling reduces harmful materials in oceans and land. Do you know the cause of littering? Well, you might be thinking, it's just one piece of trash. How bad can it be? Well, guess what? All that trash starts to build up and it goes to our oceans and our aquifers. Now, what are aquifers? Aquifers are the groundwater that we get to drink, wash our cars, and the water to our crops. Littering can contaminate our aquifers, ponds, oceans, and lakes. Let's take care of our planet. Hay que cuidar nuestro planeta. This is Alfonso Mota trying to tell you how less pollution can make a better world. Thank you for your time.
Wow, another incredible group of students. Fifth graders, can you please stand and face the audience so we can give you a big hand? Thank you. And so just to give us a chance to kind of take out those wiggles for just a minute, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Students, we're not going to leave the room. We're going to give our judges a quick 5-minute break. And then we're going to come back and we'll start with 6th grade. There are 5 6th grade students and 3 middle school students. And then we'll be ready to let our judges go in and start figuring out who's going to be our finalists today. All right, so thank you. 5 minutes. Let's stand up. We get back together and all these things until 5, so put them in. Sorry about it. We just did a minute or two more. We have the judge out and a couple other people, and then we'll get started. We have all our students back in, all of our judges. So now we're going to start with sixth grade. Okay, 5, 6. Speaker number 13.
What does this world need? It needs so many things. But how can we get the most accomplished? I got it. What this world needs is active communities. Only together can we accomplish wonderful things. Only together can we overcome challenges. Only together can we make positive changes to our community. A community is a group of people bonded by attitudes, values, and goals. We are connected in ways that most of us cannot imagine. Communities can be big or small. Some communities can be found locally. Did you know we are all part of the Chula Vista Elementary School District? We all come here to work or learn, so we all care about having safe and clean schools. We want our teachers to feel appreciated, and we all want to make school fun. And not surprisingly, we all play a role in its success. But there's national and even global communities with the help of social media. We don't have to see each other every day or be a drive away to be a part of a specific community. All these communities, local around the world, we can make the world a better place. Communities help people feel strong and healthy. It also often helps people with social connection and a sense of belonging. Being part of a community can have a positive effect on mental health and emotional well-being. It can also offer extra meaning and purpose to everyday life. With so many worthy causes, and the fact that we can't be involved in everything, it is important that we identify what we most care about and invest in those causes. Are you passionate about the environment? Go join DoSomething.org. Do you advocate racial justice? Go join the American Civil Liberties Union. Are you interested in protecting animals? Go join the Best Friends Animal Society. Do you have a loved one with autism? Join Autism Speaks. Do you want to help communities affected by poverty? Join Feeding San Diego. It has never been easier. Not only join, but be active in a community. You may need little help from our parents. Look for local events in your community. Volunteer your time. Donate. Participate in a march, walk, or run. My parents have taken me on several walks and marches. It has always shown me that there are so many people out there that care as much as we do about the cause. It lets me know that I'm not alone. I see there's a group of people out there that understand. I see that I'm part of a community, and that community showed up for me, and I did for them. This world needs us to care and be active in our communities. As Helen Keller said, alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Thank you.
Speaker number 14.
Hi everyone, my name is Avalon, and I enjoy fashion and shopping for unique clothes. But most of the time, it comes with a price tag. That is why I think the world needs sustainable shopping. What is sustainable shopping? There are a lot of ways to shop sustainably, such as number 1, secondhand shopping or going to thrift stores. Number 2, going to garage sales. And number 3, selecting unique items rather than following the fast-moving trends. So, with that in mind, here are some reasons why sustainable shopping is a better option than buying brand new items. Decreases air pollution. Large factories all over the world are producing clothing at rapid rates. And the drawback is that it increases air pollution. The fashion industry accounts for at least 10% of the world's carbon emissions. An excessive amount of carbon emissions from this type of pollution can lead to climate change and increased health issues, such as severe respiratory conditions. Fewer things are thrown away. Many people think of waste reduction and recycling in terms of bottles, cans, and plastics, when the reality is our wardrobes and other household items are big contributors to what ends up in the trash. According to the Goodwill website, not only are we using fewer resources when we thrift something, but overall, less things are thrown away as well. Shopping secondhand is a great way to give a new home some awesome items that would otherwise end up in the trash. To lessen the impact that this has on the environment, you can choose to donate things instead of tossing them. Less resource consumption. The creation of new things takes a lot of resources, especially in today's world of fast fashion and consumerism. Some of these natural resources are being used at a rate that is faster than they can be produced and are non-renewable. When it comes to clothing, electronics, and other home goods, it takes a lot of water and energy to make these items. When we thrift something, we are not directly supporting the demand for new things to be made. And this has a positive impact since resources and energy were already used to create that item. Energy and natural resources go into creating the packaging that typically completes a new product. Each product that is manufactured is responsible for some level of depletion in natural resources. Whether that's excavating oil, mining metals, clear-cutting forests, farming cotton, or pumping water. Finding unique items. The most enjoyable part of thrifting is the thrill of the hunt. While shopping at thrift stores, garage, or estate sales. Whether you're searching for a new outfit to wear, home decor, books, or games, you'll find unique and sometimes hard to find items. And last but not least, saving money. According to the article Choose to Reuse, it states that one of the most obvious and well-known benefits of buying secondhand is the cost savings. You can often find secondhand goods 50% cheaper than you could if you were buying new. Whether you're shopping for clothes, furniture, books, or games, you'll be able to find quality items at lower prices than if you bought them brand new. So, in conclusion, the world needs more sustainable ways of shopping. Thrift or secondhand shopping helps the environment by reducing trash in our landfills and minimizes the use of natural resources. It also decreases air pollution and encourages you to save money. But even more so, you will stand out with your unique finds. Happy thrifting! Oh, and by the way, I got my blazer from the thrift store.
Speaker number 15.
The world needs more curiosity. After all, curiosity is what created the modern world. Curiosity created fire, the very first invention. The first person to strike two rocks together must have only wanted to know what would happen. Then, curiosity helped us create the wheel, telephones, cars, rocket ships, and it even took us all the way to the moon. Being curious can help us discover and invent new things. Curiosity is important, and we can't forget that. But as we get older, and as we learn more things, we can start to lose some of our curiosity. We don't feel like learning something new or trying a new way to do things. It's too hard, and it takes time away from doing things the way we already know about. But what we already know is only enough for us to do things the way we already are. We won't know if there's a better solution or one we'll like more until we've already learned it. It's a bit of a problem, really. You can't see what knowledge you're missing until you gain it, but then you can only see that you didn't know it before, and you're still not sure what you're missing now. Being curious is the only way we can solve this problem, as it means that we will learn new things without having to know how that knowledge will benefit us. If you weren't curious as a child, you wouldn't know very much now. So then why stop there? Why not keep being curious and asking questions? For many people, it's because when they were children, their parents and teachers suppressed their curiosity. After all, no one knows everything. Some people don't like questions they don't know the answers to. So then a lot of children get told they don't need to know everything. They're asking too many questions. It's annoying everyone. So then the kids feel bad for being curious. So they stop being curious, they stop asking questions and learning, and they assume they must know everything important already. Otherwise, their parents and teachers would just answer their questions. And as an adult, they don't feel like starting to ask the questions again. It wouldn't make sense. They think they already know everything important after all. That's why curiosity, especially in children, should be encouraged, not stifled. Another reason we're not curious enough is that curiosity can often be seen as a childish or foolish trait. It assumes that someone who has a lot of knowledge wouldn't need to be curious to learn more. However, people with more knowledge are more likely to be curious. For example, Socrates. Socrates was one of the great ancient Greek philosophers. He is highly revered and praised because he changed philosophy forever. Socrates once said that wisdom begins in wonder. We cannot learn anything until we have first allowed ourselves to become enraptured in wonder and delight at the world, and then wondered how those things we have delighted in work and how they were created. In ancient Greece, philosophers would often walk through the town or teach in schools to declare new ideas they had. Socrates didn't do that. Instead, he insisted he knew absolutely nothing, and he didn't teach, but asked every question he could think of. He was curious, but he was not foolish or childish. He changed philosophy forever, and yet he didn't write any books or texts with his knowledge because he believed he didn't have it. Everything we know about him comes only from people who knew him and did write. Socrates is an example of a person who was curious and did not believe he already knew everything. Even though we sometimes forget to show curiosity, it's very important so that we can learn and discover new things. Without curiosity, we would still live in caves and freeze during the night without anything like fire to keep us warm. We definitely wouldn't have robots or rockets or cell phones or anything like that. Curiosity created our world, and we need to use it to further shape the world and keep ourselves constantly learning. Thank you.
Speaker number 16.
When you think of a global crisis, what comes to mind? While this world needs peace, definitely a better environment. No one can do anything about it without proper mental health. Depression is a serious problem in the world that isn't seen as important as stopping wars or stopping deforestation. However, statistics sadly show that people over the age of 12 are diagnosed with depression. And this is the second leading cause for suicide and suicidal attempts. According to the text, depression statistics everyone should know. This just goes to show that it could be anyone struggling with depression. According to a text by the organization called Sanamente, every year, 34 million people experience symptoms of depression that affect the quality of life and mental health. While depression is very treatable, thanks to therapists and social workers, it's actually not always affordable. Actually, 35% of adults diagnosed with depression don't get treated, making them more prone to depressive episodes. This mental illness is increasingly common, making it very concerning. It causes loss of sleep, an alarming decrease or increase in weight, trouble focusing, along with many other symptoms. Depression is not only bad for your self-esteem, but it's also bad for your health. Most people do exercise regularly as part of their routine, but when you get depression, you lose interest in everyday activities, such as doing sports. Sleeping in all day or a weekend is not bad for you, so long as you do it once in a while. Doing this every week or every weekend can increase your risk of a heart attack, seeing as you gain more weight. In many scenarios, this heart attack can be fatal. To think that not 100, not 1,000, not 100,000, but 1 million people die to suicide every year, and more than half of those deaths are because of depression, not only terrifies me, but also enrages me. To think that so many people could cure their depression with just a couple of months worth of therapy, but couldn't cure it because the prices were too high, is maddening. You would think that maybe a month could be up to $100. Fortunately, the prices for decent therapy nowadays can go up to $200 per hour, depending on which therapist you go to. If you were to have one session once a week for a month, that's $800 per month. Now, if you were to do that for $9,600 is the price for 1 year. Not everyone has that kind of money, especially seeing as there are 685 million families living in poverty. Although therapists also need money to live, therapy should be accessible to everyone and not a ridiculous amount of money. What this world needs is to have a heart and the reminder that a huge amount of people are dying because they can't get the attention they need. If that many people are dying and being diagnosed with depression, who's gonna deal with our wars? Who's gonna plant new trees because of all the other trees that are being chopped down? Who's gonna stop our wars?
Your mental health should always be your top priority, no matter what. After all, your mental health matters. Thank you for your time.
Speaker number 17.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Would you want to live in a world where people respect the environment, each other, and themselves? Or would you want to live in a world where people don't respect anything at all? My name is Lorenzo Galvez, and today I'm going to talk about why it is important to respect the environment, each other, and ourselves. Respecting the environment is caring for the environment. This can be done by making a conscious effort to protect your surroundings. Acts of respect for the environment can be as simple as throwing away your trash after lunch, using recyclable materials, recycling, and turning off the lights when you leave the room. And I can't tell you how mad my dad gets when I leave the lights on. Acts of respect for the environment can also be larger, such as daily carpooling or participating in an environmental cleanup. We need to respect our environment because it is fragile. As mankind evolves, we have shown a lack of respect towards our environment. This has led to climate change, inconsistent weather patterns such as severe droughts, hurricanes, or more unexpected, dangerous natural disasters. But we can make a difference. By simply choosing to do something positive for the environment, we can show our respect towards the environment. Equally as important as respect for the environment is respect for each other. Respecting others is caring for others, looking out for others, and accepting people for who they are. Unfortunately, respecting others is something that many people do not do. Lack of respect is driven by focusing on each other's differences, such as where we come from, what we look like, or how we choose to live our life. These are all differences that should be celebrated, but too often, they're not. Respect for each other can create good relationships and a peaceful world. Respect for each other can settle so many problems in our world, such as apartheid, wars, and other human rights issues. Respect for each other can build a sense of trust and safety. Above all, respect must start with oneself. Self-respect means having confidence and feeling good about yourself and the decisions you make. It means establishing different boundaries with different people. Having self-respect can help us get through tough times and help us recover quickly from tricky situations. Some examples of self-respect are staying healthy, maintaining good habits, and having fun. When people struggle to care for their physical or mental health, they develop different mental health issues such as depression and other unhelpful habits. We need self-respect because it helps us make good decisions and it drives who we are. The poet Maya Angelou once wrote, "If we lose love and self-respect for each other, this is how we finally die." In other words, without respect, our community, our country, our world will not function. Now,
have to be honest. There have been times in my life where I have not shown respect for the environment, others, or myself. I do not claim to be perfect, but I have learned from these experiences. I have learned that respect can impact others, the environment, and myself. So, if you ask me what the world needs, I'd say right now, more than ever, the world needs respect, and we would all be better off. Thank you.
Fantastic. My goodness. Let's have our sixth grade speakers please stand and face the audience. Let's give these a name. Thank you. My goodness, what an incredible opportunity to hear all of these great speeches. We just have one more round for our middle school. We'll have three speakers who are going to be going next for middle school. Speaker number 19.
Did you understand that message? How did you feel? Frustrated? Confused? Well, how you just felt is how deaf people feel every single day of their lives. More specifically, those are the things I've seen my mom try to hide when she tried to communicate with people that do not know how to sign or cannot understand ASL. According to the CDC, up to 1 in 4 adults in the United States have some form of disability. Millions of these people face frustration, confusion, but then adds in the feeling of depression and hopelessness because they feel left out of the world. They feel excluded from conversations, situations, and even possible relationships, which leaves them feeling alone. Good morning. My name is Angel Lopez, and I'm a 8th grader at Mueller Charter School. The reason I'm here today is not just to give a speech. I'm here to bring awareness and educate you on the challenges that my mom and other people with physical and mental disabilities encounter with on a daily basis, and how they are suffering and what you can do to help. These topics are typically ignored, excluded, or just simply forgotten. No one speaks about them, and trust me, the feeling of not being heard or seen does not sit right with anyone. According to SignHealth.org, 900 deaf people commit suicide every year. Deaf people, like other people with physical disabilities, are mocked, bullied, harassed, and even humiliated just because of who they are. People with disabilities have the same ability as anyone else here. These challenges doesn't just affect adults, they affect children as well. According to the National Prevention Center, children with disabilities are 2 to 3 times more likely to be bullied than a kid without a physical disability. As they grow up, they continue to face these challenges, and this bullying does not go away. So not only do they have to suffer from the bullying from their physical disability, they also have to struggle with the mental health issues that are a result of this bullying. Some people assume that all disabilities are visible. That is not the case. According to Hobson's medicine, many people suffer from more than one mental disorder at a given time. They can happen at birth or they can just develop over time because of bullying, trauma, or any other stressful situation. Mental Health America explains the outward signs of mental illness. There are often behavior issues. A person may be extremely quiet, withdrawn, and display antisocial behavior, or they may burst out into tears or have outbursts of anger. According to the National Bullying Prevention Center, children and teens who suffer from mental disabilities and are bullied will avoid school at all costs. They will lose interest in their academic achievements and will have a big possibility of dropping out. All of this because they are misunderstood. Remember my mom? She has battled a physical disability her entire life. She is deaf. She deals with the lack of communication, constant misunderstanding, relentless but quiet judgment, and even struggles to find a suitable workplace where she can support our family. From the moment she wakes up until the moment she falls asleep, she and most people with physical disabilities will face these challenges that you'll never experience. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect and equality. Do not see them as any different from you or me. Before you assume something about someone, take a second and think whether something is making them act or react in a certain way. Or they might have a different way of communicating. A small change in your perspective can do a lot more than you will ever know. That is why I'm coming to you today. I'm not asking you to change the world. I'm asking you to make a simple change in yourself. Change the way you see disabilities. Dig deep to create a better understanding. Have empathy. Think about what it feels like to live with a disability. Even learning simple phrases like hello, how are you, have a good day, and ASL are easy ways to make someone who is hearing impaired or deaf people feel comfortable in this world. It's that simple. I hope this speech gave you the opportunity to understand what it feels like to live with a disability. Even if it was just for a few minutes. That you will join me into trying to make people with physical disabilities feel safe in this world. My mom taught me that even if people bully you or exclude you from their lives, it just makes you want to love yourself even more. And she inspires me with her positive attitude despite all her struggles. And I hope she inspires you today. I love you, Mom, and I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much.
speaker number 20.
When it comes to global activity, there is no such thing as a saving divinity. We all know the tale, we know it's to come. But in the face of peril, there is no one who helps overcome. Came to say that I must plead, but this is what the world needs. We all bear a cross, something to bring us down. It's the disadvantage, the loneliness, the crown. And when it comes to crosses to bear, none more common than sadness and despair. Trapped in my head, I wish to be heard. But I know deep down, I simply wish I was never given birth. Thoughts near or similar to this one, in this day and age, are something to be ashamed of. And when I try to come out of my shell, the most common response is the word emo. It's depressing to me, because as it seems, this is something that the world needs. Everyone knows depression is bad, but no one thinks more than depression is just being sad. Look at the numbers and look at the graphs. Depression is so much more than just being sad. We long to be heard, not to be ignored. And in response, add a single word. This reality leaves youth and adults crying. Meanwhile, global suicide rates keep climbing. I don't want to be left hanging with all the pain that we all keep bearing. I speak on behalf of those like me, that this is something that the world needs. To be accepted and to be heard and to be told more than you have so much to live for. Because in the end, when we die young, the only pain we know is the pain of longing for resolution. And every day, the pain refuses to go away. And what we are left to, in our dismay, is the reality not yet hurt, that we will be eternally hurt. To get professional help, to go to therapy at 3, maybe, I think it is something we can all agree. It is something that the world needs. To be public and to be seen, not shallow and deceived, for knowledge to be common and correct, and for it to correctly represent stereotypes to melt away and not to be believed day to day, for this form of change to be achieved. It is something that the world needs. For those suffering, chin up, because as cliche as it is to say, there's always tomorrow, a new day. And of course, I'm nowhere near recovering. That is why I'm here. But just know that there is hope, that there are better ways to cope. But I won't preach like a pope, because availability still stands a solid nope. For it to be achieved, for mental health availability, I think it is something we all know to be. It is something that the world needs. In front of the crowd, in front of me today, let it be something I will display. In this world, the people like me, all longing for a place to be, I get on my knees and I plead to thee. Do you understand that this is something the world does not need? Thank you.
speaker number 21.
The other day, when my mom got home, the first thing she did was get mad at me for leaving my stuff all over the house. At first, I got defensive, but Mom, I just got home from school. I am feeling extremely tired. I had achieved, already, and homework on top of that. Give me a break. But then, I saw the look on my mom's face. Something happened to me. She looked like she needed a break, and she still had to cook dinner, make sure I get my homework done, and finish preparing for my brother and his family to move in with us. She has a lot on her plate. When I took a second to look at my mom's perspective and understand how she might be feeling, I experienced empathy. Right now, we are in dark times. We need to understand the feelings of others. Since March 2020, we've been through a pandemic that seems to never go away. Hunger is on the rise all over the world. We have two countries at war where many people have been killed. Just recently, an earthquake occurred in both Turkey and Syria. These current events have caused many people to feel sad, stressed, anxious, and even depressed. Unless we have been in a war or suffered from extreme hunger, we don't know what they are going through. We might see these things on the news, but do we really know what these victims are feeling? Good afternoon. My name is Elijah Sacido, and I am a 7th grader from Mueller Charter School. What does this world need? This world needs empathy. Empathy is putting yourself in someone else's shoes, seeing the world through their eyes. When you show empathy, it enhances your own mental health as well as help those around you. Human beings are social creatures by nature. However, empathy doesn't come naturally to all of us, and it is beneficial to our personal health. It allows us to handle those difficult people in our lives gracefully, which reduces stress. It allows for more inclusivity and understanding with your attitude at home, school, or at work. Empathy can be an organizational superpower. It is linked with effective collaboration, which increases confidence. Empathy increases your attentiveness and teaches you how to be patient. Psych Central states that without empathy, it may lead to friction in relationships and in meaningful bonds. This can lead to feelings of loneliness, which can cause depression. Empathy helps you regulate your own emotions as well as help build bonds with others. We develop a greater understanding of others' feelings by relating them to our own, as well as giving them the opportunity to feel the feeling of receiving empathy while learning how to give it to someone else and pay it forward. According to verywellmind.com, if we do not show empathy, it may lead to friction in relationships, lack of helping behaviors for others, poor communication, and images to view others in a negative way. So make sure to show empathy by listening actively, withholding judgment, offering physical affection, focusing your attention outwards, and lastly, offering help. Empathy is a skill that can be cultivated and developed. Habit number 5 from Leader in Me is a great example. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. Don't jump to conclusions. Take the time to understand their point of view. Also, ask questions to help with your understanding and offer support. What made you feel like this? Have you thought about talking to someone to get help? We need empathy to understand the feelings of others. It is a powerful skill, and it's important in leadership, and it strengthens bonds of trust. The power of empathy is at the core of emotional intelligence, EQ, and relationship mastery. It faithfully delivers the ability to connect with the people we love and care about. If we want to become better people and great leaders, let's start practicing empathy now, because that is what the world needs. Thank you.
Incredible, right? I would like our 3 middle school finalists to please stand and face the audience so we can give you a big hand. Okay, so I am going to now excuse our judges, and they can take their laptops and their notes back to their judging room, and they're going to have a chance to go over their scores together so that when we come back together again, we'll be able to make some announcements. So let's give a really big hand to our judges. And then they realize what a tough job they have ahead. So we're going to send positive energy their way, right? Okay. So as soon as they head on out, we're going to let them get down the hallway first. And then I'm going to excuse all of our students to get to go back and have a little snack. And then you'll be able to come back in just a few minutes. Thanks. Okay, so before our students head out, what I'd like to do is give us one more opportunity to give them a great big hand. So students, speakers, please stand and face the audience. What amazing students we have here. So Mrs. Nzunza is going to be leading our students out to go take a little break, have a snack, and then come back and join us in just a bit after the judges return. All right, so as they step on out, we're going to give you a chance to stretch, take a bathroom break, put the jitters out, and we'll be back in just a little bit to go ahead and announce our winners. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody, let's get your seats. And you don't here, I can make sure I count the seats to see if there's any. Right, welcome back, speakers. So before our judges come back in, I want to give you an opportunity to let your name, the name of your school, and brought in guests to support you today, so you can introduce them, all right? So we'll go by speaker number. So speaker number 1, going up to the front.
I'm from Sibley Elementary, and I want to thank my dad, my aunt.
Fantastic. 2.
My name's Isabella, and I'm from Discovery Elementary School. And I'd like to thank my mom for being here, and Miss Alamo, who's a staff member from my school. My name is Lex Hollis. I'm from Chula Vista Hills Elementary, and I would like to thank my mom for being here.
We're going to wait just a few minutes and just introduce them. Now our judges have come back in, so we're still going to introduce everybody first and getting some things ready to go before we present our finalists. All right? Speaker number 4.
Hello everyone, my name is Daphne. I'm from Mueller Charter School, and I'd like to thank my dad, my mom, my brother Adrian, my principal, Mr. W, Mr. Isaiah, Ms. Pierce, for always being there for me, supporting me, and for my friend Adrian.
I would like to thank my dad, my brother, my mom, who's going to have her birthday tomorrow, and my friend Daphne over there. My name is Allie, and I'm from Valladolid.
6.
My name is Mateo Perez and I'm from CBOCC. I'd like to thank my mom, my teacher that was here but she had to leave, Miss Casevas, Miss Camplins, and my family, sister and dad.
Did I miss any of this, right? You were number 6, right? Speaker number 7.
Hi, my name is Janice Loza. I'm from Feaster Charter School, and I would like to thank my family, which is my mom, my dad, and my sister, Kane, my teacher, Miss Arismendi, and my technology teacher, as I can say, Miss Heather.
My name is Brett Bingley and I am from Loyola Elementary and I'd like to thank my mom for being here. Hi, my name is Joe Jose. I am from Oreo Vista Charter and I'd like to thank my family, my grandpa, my church family, and my teacher who came here.
I would like to thank my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister, and my teacher, who I think left back to class.
Speaker number 11.
Hi, my name is Sophia Garcia. I'm from Cook Elementary, and I'd like to thank my mom and dad for me. My name is Alfonso Mota. I'm from Montgomery Elementary. I would like to thank my mom, my teacher, Ms. Gallagher, and my principal, Dr. Burgos.
Hello, my name is Dante Baca, and I would like to thank my dad, my mom, and my teacher, Miss Jimenez. And the school I go to is Arroyo Vista Charter School.
Hi, my name is Avalon Sandan, and I'm from Discovery Charter School, and I'd like to thank my mom and dad and my associate principal, Miss Allen.
Hi, my name is Eleanor Waite. I'm from Castle Park Elementary. I'd like to thank my mom and little brother and Ms. Citizen and Mr. Hernandez for coming to support me today. And I'd like to thank my mom and dad for helping me practice.
Speaker number 16.
Hi, my name is Santiago Ramirez. I come from CBLCC, and I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, and my grandma who made time to be here today, my whole sixth grade community back at my school, and my new friends.
Number 17.
Hi, my name is Lorenzo Galvez. I'm from Cook Elementary, and I'd like to thank my whole family for supporting me for this, and my mom and my dad for helping me with my speech.
Speaker number 19.
My name is Angel Lopez. I'm from Military School, and I think Miss Mir, Miss Jones, sadly she's on she left, but love her. You, Mr. Isaiah, and my new comadre that she just left too. Love her. And Daphne and my family and my brother for helping me from yesterday, and my bestie Daphne. Love her.
Speaker number 20.
I'd like to thank my sister, my dad, and my aunt. I'd also like to thank my associate principal, Miss Alamo, over there. I'm from Discovery Charter. My name is Jesus.
Speaker number 21.
Good morning,
my name is Elijah Salcido. I am from Yale Charter School, and I would really like to thank my mom that is here with me. She's been helping me throughout the week, perfecting my speech, as well as Miss Muir, Miss Jones just left, Mr. Wazalewski, Mr. Isaiah, and everyone that supported me back at school, my family members, and Angel, Daphne. Everyone did a great job. Everybody here did a very great job.
Again, how proud you must all be of these incredible students. Please stand, students. Face the audience again. Let them do. So remember what we talked about last week, about all of you are winners, right? You are here, you are all winners. You have done an extraordinary job. We are so, so very proud of you. And I know that you are excited for each other. So I want to give you just a moment to congratulate each other for doing such an amazing job. There is nothing more heartwarming than seeing all of you being so supportive of each other and excited for each other and happy for each other. And I'm going to tell you a little bit now about what's going to happen. So remember I reminded you, one of the great things that's going to happen is you're going to go to the library soon and you're going to be able to see what the world needs more purple schools. You're going to see your name on a placard inside of that library book for everybody to check out and for it to be in your library forever after. So that's really exciting. Secondly, we're going to be calling up winners, and we're going to have a first, second, and third place winner, and then we're going to have our other finalists. So our first place winner will be receiving, thanks again to our new Rotary Club in Chula Vista, you're going to be receiving a $200 prize for first place winners. You'll also be getting a ribbon, and the trophy is going to have your name engraved on it, and it's going to live at your school for this year until next year's speech contest, so that everybody gets to see how proud you are at your school site. The second place winner is going to be getting a $100 prize and a ribbon. Okay. The third place winner, let's make sure I don't mess this up, is going to get a $75 prize. And our other finalists are each going to get a $50 prize, okay? So again, when I say you are all winners, you are all winners. I truly, truly mean that. So I want you to think about this whole experience, and you started off probably in your classroom with your teacher talking about this a little bit, and then maybe you went home and you talked about it with your families, and you were thinking of ideas and really thinking about what does the world need. And you came up with such incredible ideas. I was saying to some of our families and to our staff here that I wish I could take you all to Congress and have you all speak and tell the world really what it is that our world needs. And you've done such an extraordinary job of sharing with all of us. And I hope that I know how passionately you all felt about what you said the world needs, but I hope you heard what some of your peers here also shared, because all of you speakers had such great ideas and great thoughts about what we can really do to make the world a better place and what we really need. So let's be thinking about that, because I think many of you said in your speeches that it isn't just about what the world needs, but what can we do ourselves? It's not just for somebody else to do, it's for us to do. So thinking about what can we do to help this world. And I always say that coming to this contest restores my faith in the hope for the future, right? We have so much that we have to share here, and you are just an extraordinary representation of our district. Our first place winners are going to be going on a little bit of a road show, and we're going to take our first place winners to the new Rotary Club so that they can give their speeches there. Many other opportunities for them to speak. But even if you're not the first place winner today, again, because you have done an extraordinary job, I really want to make sure that you know how much we appreciate you and we want to celebrate you, okay? So again, let's give them all a really big hand. So in just a moment, when they bring in a list of winners for us and a pretend check, because you're right, you'll get a pretend check today. We'll be announcing your names, and Dr. Reyes will be giving you your check and congratulating you. And we're going to do it one grade level at a time, where we'll give the ribbon out and your check, and then we'll have an opportunity for photos, okay, by grade level, okay? And we'll be able to congratulate you. Dr. Reyes, did you want to come on and just thank you so much?
So, just really quickly, I really want to thank, I'll start with the parents and the families, and the abuelitas, the aunts and uncles, everyone, because I know it's a team effort. And personally, students, every single one of you, you spoke with such, just so proud and so much passion in your speeches. I know that it took a long time to write them, took a long time to prepare them and to practice them. And just know that when you gave your speech, not only were we listening to you, but you were touching our hearts and you were changing our minds, and we were seeing things through your eyes. And that is the whole purpose of the speech, is to change hearts and minds. And you did that today. So be really proud of your work. Be really proud of what you've done. And I can't even imagine all the wonderful things that are ahead of you. Because if you could do this now, I can just see you in high school, in college, as adults. You will be changing lives. So continue on. Congratulations.
All right, so as Dr. Reyes reminded you, your superpower, right, is to change minds and hearts. So we need to keep doing that. You're going to start with fourth grade, all right, and we will start with our finalists, and we'll work up from our finalists to third place, second place, and then our first place winner. Okay? Yes, the finalists are just, there's no particular order, and then third place, second place, and I'll announce each one. All right, so our first finalist in fourth grade is Alyssa Luongo. Right, how about right in front of the screen so we get the background there? Yeah, you want to have your picture taken with?
Nice. 2 photos. Count 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
When we go back to stand, and then we'll bring them all back
We'll
together.
bring all fourth graders back up in just a moment, okay? And then we'll give you your ribbons as well. Our next finalist is Carla Vasquez.
Two and 3. 2.
Third finalist in fourth grade is Mateo Perez.
Okay, count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more. Smile. 1, 2, and 3.
Our third place winner for fourth grade is Olivia Salas.
2, and 3. 1, 2.
And our second place winner for fourth grade is Isabella Dorsey.
Two, 3. One more. 1, 2, and
And our first place winner for fourth grade is Daphne Z.
okay. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. One more.
We're going to give you your ribbon.
Congratulations, Japanese.
Yes, correct.
You guys ready?
One of them first, and then.
Okay, count of 3, guys. Big smiles. 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, one more. Okay. Count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more. Big smile. 1, 2.
One more with our trustee.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, she's calling. There you go.
There you go. Count of 3. 1, 2, and one more. And 3. Good job.
And these incredible fourth grade. All right, fifth grade. We're going to start with our finalists for fifth grade. All right, our first finalist for fifth grade is Brett Bigley.
Two photos. Count 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
Finalist for fifth grade is Sophia Garcia.
Two photos. 2 and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, our next finalist for fifth grade is Janice Loza.
Count 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2. Oops, sorry. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect.
Our third place winner for fifth grade is Parker Crawford.
2, 3. 1, 2, and
Our second place winner for fifth grade is Alfonso Lizarraga.
count 3. 1, 2, big smile. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3.
And our first place winner for fifth grade is Gerald.
And 3.
Speakers, please join.
It's okay. I think so. Good job. Okay, count 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
Fantastic. All right, our sixth grade. Okay. So our first finalist for sixth grade is Avalon Sadler.
And here we go. Count 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, and smile.
Our second finalist for sixth grade is Lorenzo Galvez.
Count 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, our third place winner for sixth grade is Santiago Ramirez.
All right, count 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
Our second place winner for sixth grade is Eleanor Way.
Right, 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2.
And our first place winner for sixth grade is Dante Bach.
Let's go, 2 trophies!
Sixth grade students, I'm not sure. That's Dante.
Photos. Count 3, 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, and last but not least, our middle school. Okay? All right, so we have just first, second, and third place for our middle school. Okay, so our third place winner for middle school is Elijah Salcido.
Three, 2, and 3. One more. 2, and 3.
Okay, our second place winner for middle school is Angel Castellano.
Two, 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
And our first place winner for middle school is Jesus Gonzalez.
And here we go. 2, 3, 2, and 3.
Okay, next we go.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Big smiles. 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
So once again, we want to thank you for an incredible speech contest this year. Thanks to all of you. We look forward to seeing many of you back again next year. You were all fantastic families, educators, everybody who came here to support. We want to thank you as well.
I just want to say thank you to all the teachers, all the principals, associate principals, all the support staff that I know put in a lot of effort, a lot of time to help our students. Thank you all, and congratulations all.
One more quick announcement. Your checks will be mailed to you, so those don't go to the bank, but your checks will be mailed to you, okay? And I also just want to thank Giovanna Castro, our communications. For your help, and we have so many other people here. All of our staff has helped as well. So thank you.
Rochelle. Yeah.
Your trophies will be delivered to your school sites within the next couple weeks after engraving has been done. Thank you again, everybody.
Good job.